Welcome or welcome back. My name is Connie Shi, and this is Mariana Martin. We're from Material Design. Today, we're excited to share the latest update to Material so you can design and build even more premium, engaging, and usable products. I'll introduce the update and the research behind it. Then we'll walk through the details, and Mariana will preview what's next. So, who is familiar with Material Design? Amazing. Love to see all the hands raised. For those who don't already know, Material is Google's open source design system for building beautiful, usable products. It's what we use to build Google Apps from Gmail to Gemini, and it's the official design language for Android. This update is named Material 3 Expressive because expressive UIs have an emotional impact. They express mood through unexpected shapes, eye-catching colors, and motion physics. They make you feel something. Last year, we introduced a set of attributes for understanding user perceptions of interfaces, and there are many of them were emotional words like creative, playful, positive, energetic, and friendly. Expressive designs, as we found, consistently score higher on these attributes on top of already being useful, helpful, and trusted. Here's an example of a fictional media player. The non-expressive version is on the left, and the expressive one is on the right. The expressive one is more visually engaging and fun, using our shapes and color capabilities to draw attention to the playback controls. And the motion wavy indicator makes the progress of the media play more exciting. Here's an example of Google Fitbit, which some of you may use. You can see how the original design on the left is very functional and readable, but the Material 3 Expressive version on the right uses new shape library, toolbar, and other elements to strengthen the hierarchy and guide your attention to the important parts of the UI. Even seemingly small expressive changes can cause impressive gains in clarity, usability, and user delight. And here we have data to back it up. So, over the last 3 years, we've been diving deep into what makes users truly engage with UI. And Material 3 Expressive is backed by more user research than any previous updates to the Google design system. We ran 46 separate studies with hundreds of designs tested, and there were more than 18,000 participants from around the world. So, what did we learn? People prefer Material 3 Expressive designs and are more likely to want to switch to a product that's using these components and techniques. And get this, that preference is particularly strong, up to 87%, amongst 18 to 24-year-olds. Across all age groups, the expressive design is strongly favored. We're very excited that studies have shown it can also level the playing field for users. User study tests usually find that older adults take a little bit longer to locate key UI elements. But with Material 3 Expressive, we saw a dramatic erasure in the age gap. The larger buttons and clearer hierarchies can make expressive UIs more usable for people across a spectrum of movements and visual abilities. You can learn more about the study and research at design.google. Welcome. Now let's walk through what exactly is this update, starting with the fact that it is not another version of Material. Material 3 expressive libraries for Android are bidirectionally compatible. This means that all of the updates complement existing Material 3 components and features and can be used with both Material or Material Expressive themes. So you and your team can start using them today. The newest Expressive APIs are available in both Material Compose and the Views libraries. App makers like you told us that you want more component flexibility, and we heard you. The Material 3 Expressive updates include 17 new and improved components that are more flexible and configurable than ever. Starting with the app bar and toolbars, which together support navigation and actions. Previously known as the top app bars hold a screen's key content and actions, such as the title and navigation menu. It's now more flexible, supporting multiple lines and subtitles, images, and center alignment, as well as the medium and large sizes for varying emphasis. The search app bar variant on the top right also supports icons inside and outside the search bar. App bar works together with toolbar, a brand new component that replaces our old bottom app bar. Where app bar supports navigation, toolbar provides critical actions for the current page. Its versatile behavior supports a variety of use cases. For example, the toolbar can be docked to the screen's edge, or it can float above the content, whichever suits your needs more. It can hold a variety of controls like buttons and text fields, and also be paired with a fab to emphasize a hero action. It can transform contextually and use colors to distinguish itself and convey its state. And it even offers a vertical orientation to adapt to larger windows, like Sarah talked about earlier. You might have noticed toolbars already in use in Google Chat. Next, the classical button. This component expands with an array of new configurations. We now have 5 different sizes with revised measures for visual balance. New squared and rounded variants support visual distinction and states. And a range of icon button widths provide visual interest and varying emphasis. Here's an example of some of our buttons in Google Meet. Combined with existing color options, these new configurations give you more room to mix and match styles for stronger layout and hierarchy. The button group is growing even more with the split button. You may have seen this component in Google Workspace apps. It is much requested, and now we've made it officially part of the material catalog. It overflows into a menu of related actions. And just like the regular button, it offers a range of sizes and styles and can be paired with other actions in a toolbar. Next, we have button groups. They join buttons together and enable an interaction while automatically invoking a shape morphing motion with an expressive touch. Standard groups relate independent actions together, while connected groups create a selectable set. Groups support the same wide range of button sizes and shapes. You can see there's a theme here. So they're a great way to add expression with shape morph built in. And in addition, the standard button group provides an overflow when there's not a room to display all of its children. So landscape versus portrait or perhaps a tablet. Look out for this component in Google Meet. Now for a classical material component. The fab or floating action button is getting some new tricks too. Both the fab and extended fab gains a new medium size, perfect fit for compact and medium windows. Both also gain 3 new color options, giving you more flexibility to choose their emphasis on the screen. Finally, my favorite, we're bringing back the speed dial from Material 2 as a new component called Fab Menu. It provides easy access to related actions on tap and has an expressive unfurling motion built in, as you can see here. A quick update on Carousel. an earlier Material 3 component that continues to embody the expressive design. In addition to multi-browse and uncontained, we now support a centered hero layout, which supports at least one large and one small item at a time. Now for a brand new component, introducing the loading indicator. It features exciting new shapes, which we're introducing with this release. If you stop by the Androidify booth, you might have recognized some of these shapes. The loading indicator can be used standalone or as part of Pulse Refresh. We've also updated the regular progress indicator. Both the linear and circular formats gain variable track height and an expressive new wavy configuration, making the progress feel more alive and active. You've probably seen the wavy indicators in places like the media player on Pixel. Another classical component being updated is the menu. Here we've added gaps as an alternative for dividers, so you can choose whichever one fits your layout better. We also added new shapes, color, and selection states to create more expressive designs. A quick update on lists. Similar to menu, it now has two visual styles, standard or segmented, and improved selection states that are fun to interact with. So moving over to the slider, we now introduce both a horizontal and vertical orientation. We added a center type and offer 5 different sizes to suit all of your adjustment needs. Here are the new sliders in the Pixel volume controls. Finally, the navigation bar and rail, serving your app's core navigation needs. Sarah mentioned this earlier in the previous talk. The app bar gets revised colors, making the active more visual, and a flexible new layout that adapts to icons vertically or horizontally to optimize for medium windows like foldables. We've also updated the nav rail for larger windows like tablets. As you can see here, it features a collapsible and expandable state, replacing the previous separate drawer for a seamless, flexible component. And again, of course, the bar and 2 different orientation navigation rails can adapt with the screen size automatically. So we've improved components, making them more flexible and capable. But Material 3 Expressive is also about the styles within those components and throughout the UI. And here we have big updates too, starting with shape. It evolved into a comprehensive library of 35 iconic shapes with fun names like Cookie. Use these to add a playful expression in unique avatars or one-of-a-kind buttons that bring attention to your product. We've also updated the basic shapes, expanding the shape scale and added support for shape morphing, which you saw earlier in buttons, to give shapes expressive motion. Use these options to enhance your UI to make the whole experience really pop. Shape morph is just one part of the exciting update to motion. Motion is now a theme system in Material with out-of-the-box motion physics capabilities that you can customize in your product. So previously, if you've tried adding motion, you'll probably know that animations use complex easing durations and specs. But now with physics-based springs, it produces fluid and natural motion that are simple and easy to use, and you can adjust them quickly with standard and expressive themes. And we have tokens, so you don't have to figure out the exact easing or duration. There are flow-proof options for faster or slower springs that animate spatial transitions or visual effects. Use these springs and motion schemes across your UIs to make interactions come alive. On the color front, Material 3 Expressive brings a host of updates that enrich colors throughout your app. To start, the text and icons are brightened to better express the colors like brand and dynamic colors. And those themes get richer and more diverse because we've updated dynamic color to unlock more variations and higher chroma across all hues. Here, that's very exciting if you're a designer. That means a greater range of styles and personalization for users, whether they prefer soft neutrals or juicy vibrants. Apps adapting dynamic color, which we strongly encourage. Get these updates automatically in the newest version of Android. When it comes to typography, we've extended the type scale to add new emphasized styles, offering a stronger weight. Use these to finesse hierarchies and give extra impact to a headline or subtly strengthen text within the same font size. Google Fonts offers a huge library of typefaces, including variable fonts that can help catch the eye to your latest editorial or shared photo album. Try using them for truly bespoke design. Now remember that all these features play well together. So combine type, shape, and colors, as well as leveraging the flexibility of components to create not only an expressive visual style, but also build powerful hierarchies that direct users and make your apps more usable too. In particular, we recommend trying to layer on these features in hero moments. These are places that highlight special functionality or frame content in a more delightful way. You might have noticed the dialer. Here are some inspirations for how material styles and flexible components can deliver standout moments. How would you use Material Expressive to create hero moments that celebrate the unique value of your products? Here, we're excited to see everything you make. So please share with us and also give us feedback. We're around after the talk. And keep an eye out for all the expressive updates that are coming to Google's apps. Um, Here are resources if you didn't get a chance to take photos of the slides of everything we talked about. Please check out the catalog app so you can try for yourselves the motion physics that we're so excited about. So at Google, because we believe design is never done, I'll pass it over to Mariana to share our thoughts on improving developer flexibility and creativity.
Hi everyone. I have a lot of videos to show you now. I'm kidding. So yeah, I'm gonna preview a little bit what we're working on for a project called customization, how we're guiding this work, and our approach or a bit of the concrete solution we have for this. So yeah, this is customization or our thoughts on improving developer flexibility and creativity. This is all based on feedback that we've been hearing from the community. So it's a conversation started. So we're very keen to keep talking to you to make sure we are on the right track. So one of the things we're hearing is that developers want to express their unique brand identity. And we know that our library or our components sometimes don't offer the right set of APIs or hooks to enable this. Then, and that's gonna be a big focus for us going into next year, along with stabilizing our stable APIs and providing more built-in adaptations out of the box. Because we know that building for a growing number of screen sizes and input devices is not an easy task. This requires additional development and testing cycles. So we wanna improve on this. We know the Android ecosystem is growing horizontally. We saw a lot of that in the previous talk. Yeah, once again, these devices come with their unique set of inputs that we are currently working on supporting better in all of our components. We know when building features for this ecosystem, there is a bit of a tension between using our components out of the box or rolling out your own. So what does this look like in feature development? So we see a bit of a hybrid approach. Sometimes people roll out their own custom components without basing it in our code or without using our library even. Sometimes they take a component and they wrap it in their own. And sometimes they fork the code, they copy the code and just like make all the changes you need. If you are basing your feature entirely on the material design system, then you will just use them as is. But we see this is not so often the case because a lot of brands use their own design systems that they build on top. So each approach has its advantages. If you are building a simple prototype using our buttons or cards or whatever component directly, it's an easy way to get started. It's the easiest setup. You won't have as much customization options, and you will be tightly coupled with whatever the component is doing by default. But this is a good idea if you are just prototyping something quickly and you will make changes just with the subsystem options. When you create your own wrapper, you have a lot more control. You are locked down to the API of you lock down the API of the components, so you will need to roll out updates if we add functionality. And yeah, this is a good balance. If the component API supports the customization you need, you could do this. And when you fork, obviously you have no limits in both the API and the customization options you have, but you will have a harder time subscribing to the updates. You will have to merge those in. So what are our opportunities here to improve this work? We want to give you more control with less effort. We believe you should have complete control over the look and feel of components. And secondly, we also want to make components adaptive by default so that you can roll them out across different form factors with low lift. And finally, we want you to be subscribed to those platform improvements, whether it's accessibility or whether it's performance, without having to do painful migrations. So our concrete approach here will be to give you a more flexible foundation that our components will be built on top of, so that you are not restricted by our design decisions and you can branch out of that. We also want more capable theming so that you can roll out updates across your app with less effort than currently. And we want, once again, to provide built-in adaptations in components. So the way we're doing this, and this is a concrete work that we're doing now, it's we're gonna build our components on top of new foundation APIs called styles that should be rolling out in the next couple of months as we are ramping up in developer user studies and our own prototyping. These new foundation APIs will decouple the visual implementation of the component from its behavior so that they can be portable and you will use the same style in different components, which is different from currently where each component has its unique API that we try to keep consistent, but sometimes they're pretty different. We will establish better theming foundations. You can imagine that the theme being a collection of these new styles will allow you for options that you don't have currently. And finally, we will use these style features to provide better adaptations out of the box, and so that you can roll out your own too. For example, this is something that's currently difficult to do. If you want to change how a component looks in Focus or Impress, it's not the most straightforward, and these new APIs have been taught to address those problems very efficiently and to even do animations in these different interaction states. So we're very excited about it. It's still in the prototyping stages, but we're making good progress. So keep a look for our updates. And once again, let us know if this resonates with you. I would like to hear about your pain points with customization, what your priorities here, and any hopes you will have for this line of work that will be rolling out.